Let's get right over to Chris Parente, one of the most highly anticipated films in a while, coming out this week.
I have seen the film and I loved it. And in fact, I saw it with my father and my sister and my nieces, and all three generations were riveted by this film. We're talking about American Sniper. It opens in wide release this coming Friday, based on the true story of sniper Chris Kyle. Bradley Cooper and Sienna Miller joining us live from New York City to tell us more about the film. We're thrilled that both of you are with us. Good to see both of you.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing,
Hi,
Chris? Thanks for having us.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was mentioning, I saw it with my entire family, and all of us, my dad, my nieces, my sister, riveted by the film. Bradley, I was interested to know, you talked to Chris Kyle before he was killed. Is that true? And what did he enlighten you about when it comes to making this film?
You know, it was just a cursory conversation, Chris. You know, we never thought it would be the last time we would speak to each other. Certainly I didn't. And so I just wanted to put a voice to my name and let him know that any trepidation he had about Hollywood or what people were going to do to his story, you know, I wanted to put them at ease and let him know that I was going to, you know, I was looking forward to going up to Midlothian or down to Midlothian and spend a lot of time with him. And never did I think that he'd be brutally murdered just a year and a half later.
You were able to capture this character so beautifully. Is there a concern on either of your parts?
Thank you.
They're talking about the man versus the legend, or making him into a hero that maybe he wasn't. How did you walk that tightrope?
You know, it didn't feel like a tightrope to me at all, nor to Clint. It was all about, I had so much source material, Chris. Taya Kyle, who Sienna brilliantly plays, really opened up her life in a transparent way to us. So we just had, all we wanted to do was tell a human story and a character study. So we never thought about we're trying to depict some sort of warrior or hero or a guy called a legend in quotes. We're just telling a story about a human. And that's hopefully the story that you saw.
I did, and I'll tell you what, we were all, there's so much about this movie that's riveting, but in particular, when you're out there in the middle of the heat of battle and you've got your cell phone and you're talking to your wife back home, Sienna, is that based on real events? And the battle's really fought on the home front too, isn't it?
Well, it's a sat phone, not a cell phone. Yeah, it was
a
satellite
sat phone.
I think because he was a Navy SEAL, yeah, they have special privileges. They did have phones. I don't think the connection was probably as good as it was in the film. But that did happen where Taya was on the phone to Chris and then suddenly an ambush would take place, because the reality is that was happening all the time. And the battle on the home front, to be raising two children and not knowing whether your husband's going to survive every day, that's just a huge, like a terrible situation to be in. And I really have a newfound empathy for the servicemen and women's spouses left behind, because I feel like that's as much of a sacrifice as the people who are actually in combat.
I think this film beautifully tells that story. It really is the relationship between the two of you and how that couple makes it work. I have to ask before we go very quickly, first, good luck at the Critics' Choice Awards, both the movie and you, Bradley, up for an award Thursday night, so good luck. I'll also ask you,
thank you. Is
there any truth to the rumor, you know, the Broncos are looking for a new head coach. Is it true, Bradley, you might consider taking on that role?
You know, I don't want to say anything before it's announced, so you know, I'm gonna hold it tight. But
truth is, it's me.
Yeah, right.
But I do love Colorado.
Enough said. Yeah. We'll take that as a maybe. Congrats to both of you. A beautiful film. I loved it. I loved it. And good luck at Critics' Choice Awards on Thursday night, both of you.
Thanks, Chris.
Sienna Miller, defensive coordinator.
Yeah, right.
Bring them both in.
She's actually about to start on Broadway in Cabaret, and Bradley, of course, in Elephant Man. They're such multi-talented actors, and these scenes where he's on a rooftop and on the phone at the same time while she's back home, you know, day-to-day life, it's just, it blows your mind.
Well,
Amazing
he mentioned
stuff.
Clint, directed by Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Someone
And Bradley
who's captured
produced
this
it.
before. So, yeah, fascinating. Looking forward to it. Thank you very much.